Hello, welcome to my podcast, Empowered to Thrive. I'm so glad you joined me today. I'm your host, Corrine Powell. I'm an intuitive mentor, and I help people pleasers to find happiness, embrace courage, and experience peace of mind. But say you're not a people pleaser, and you're desperate for change and not sure how to make it happen, then I'm here to help. In this space, you're going to find motivation to live a life full of joy and resilience. We'll talk all things inner wellness. And because I'm a mom, we'll throw in some knock-knock jokes. Just kidding. We'll talk mom hacks and parenting sometimes. Whether it's your first time here or you listen week after week, I am wanting you to know, as I'm always wanting you to know, that your life is so significant. You are so valuable. And I, for one, am happy that you are alive. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. And would you do me a favor? Would you go ahead and subscribe to my podcast? Give me a good rating and write a written review. Any of those three things would help me so very much, and I would appreciate it. Enjoy the episode. Hello, friends. Today's episode is going to touch on how you can discover, heal, and transform. Discovering more about yourself and understanding more of your patterns, where they originated, and if there's anything within yourself, within the way you do life, that you are unhappy with or dissatisfied with. The self-discovery is going to empower you to be able to create change. Through that process, you're going to be able to heal yourself. And when I say heal yourself, I mean feeling less triggered, less activated in the everyday. You know how situations might come up and you feel really big emotions over something that actually may seem rather minuscule. It's because behind that particular emotion are many memories where you felt the same exact way that you feel present day when whatever is going on triggers you. And it's very normal. It happens to all of us. But the more you heal, the less triggered you can become. As you're healing, you're transforming yourself. Transformation could be thought of as the tadpole becoming the frog, or the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. But for many of us, it means we look different than we did a few years ago. I have been on a transformative journey for years, and I really am not the same person that I was 10 years ago. I don't look, sound, or feel the same. But I'm still transforming. I'm still ever changing. It's not because I want to become this perfect version of myself. I really just want to thrive in life. I want to enjoy living. And I want to feel empowered that I can choose as I go through my day, that my emotions do not have to dominate me and run my life. That in the moments when I am triggered, when something does happen, that I feel activated and I feel agitated or overwhelmed or frightened, that I can know how to regulate my emotions, that I can ground myself, that I can reconceptualize the situation, reframe it, and look at it differently. I want to be for myself. I want to be in a place that I'm listening to what my body needs, responding to it, nourishing it, loving it. And so on the journey to discover, to heal, and to transform, I'm right there with you. And I have created a program and a membership that allows you to go on this journey with me. So I want to share that with you today. I want you to understand what it's all about and how it could benefit you. And I'm plugging it in this week's episode because right now doors are open to my membership and prices are deeply discounted. So keep on listening. I am not going to sit here and bore you. I want to give you really practical information So if you've been curious how this might be able to help you, if you've been curious about what my program and my membership look like, if you yourself want to discover more, you want to heal yourself from the inside out, internal healing creates external change. And if you want to transform, then stay with me. First off, I want you to know that my program will allow you to awaken and to expand. It's this beautiful process. You wake up and realize, wow, the situations in my life, the experiences, the traumas that I've encountered. And let me be clear, trauma is not something that only happens to certain people. Trauma happens to all of us. It might affect us differently, but nobody is free from trauma. It could be that a car accident is traumatic. It could be that the way that you were brought up as a child became traumatic for you. It could just be that as a 5-year-old, there were some bullies that were unkind to you, and your little child brain and your 5-year-old self didn't know how to handle that, didn't have the support, didn't walk through that experience in the most nurturing way. Well, that leaves you with some trauma. Trauma does not have to be the big events that we think of. It may mean that you lived through a war, and that doesn't have to mean that. So none of us are free from trauma. It's just that some of us have experienced more of it and have more to work through, more to heal from. But my program is for all because none of us are untouched by the difficulties of life. And my program allows you a safe space, a supportive community, and great tools and information to help you cultivate a love for yourself, a compassion for yourself, and an empathy for the child you were and the person you are today. I'm also going to help you to be able to understand how you can take ownership for your life. Certainly, things may have happened to you that were out of your control, that you were powerless to. And I'm here to remind you that thankfully, you are no longer a helpless and powerless child. You are no longer unsupported. I am here ready to support you, and I'm not the only one. There are other people along the way who are going to want to offer their compassion and their support to you as well. My vision for the program is that you would discover more about yourself as you journey with me. Certain activities that I'm going to suggest throughout the program may stretch you beyond what you feel comfortable, and that's always up to you. You don't have to go any further. You don't have to do any exercises that you are uncomfortable with. But my exercises, my journal prompts are always going to be to help you become more conscious and aware of what your life really has been like. Sometimes we live in denial, we disassociate, we separate ourselves from what's really happening by numbing out with our phones or the TV or other addictive behaviors. And we push things down and suppress them, and we don't allow things to surface. We don't allow ourselves to wake up. And so I'm here to help you do that. I'm here to help you become more accepting of yourself. And in the end, I believe you're going to feel satisfaction. I can tell you that it's been very satisfying for me to do inner work. Not easy, but life is not easy. So really, no, it's not always easy doing the inner work, but it brings forth incredible results. So I wouldn't take and exchange that for anything. I want that. I want the incredible results. I want the euphoric moments. I want to be able to see the beauty in life in a way that I wasn't able to before. I want to feel fully alive. I want to be a best friend to myself instead of a bully. And so if that's anything that you want, I want to help you get there as well. So I support you along the way. I want to be a support to you during the everyday. I'm here for you. And if you're a part of my members community, if you're a part of my program, you can email me at any time. You're going to be able to email me your questions. And even if I can't respond right away, I will respond. If you need more in-depth, focused time with me, as a member, you will get discounts even on sessions that you schedule with me. And I want you to know, here's one of the best parts. You're going to get access to complimentary collective sessions with all the other members. Every week, I'm going to be offering these meetings over Zoom. Show up with your camera on, show up with your camera off. It's up to you. But they'll be offered every other Tuesday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time and every other Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm making this so doable. If you aren't available on a Tuesday evening or a Tuesday afternoon, depending your time zone, I'm creating a space on the weekend for you. I want us to be able to meet together as a group and talk more in depth about all that you're learning in the video lessons that I put out. And this is open, whether you are a member or not. It's just that members get in complimentary. If you're not a member, you can still come to a group meeting. Getting back to the program, we talk about how to take ownership, how to create compassion towards yourself. There's different meditations that I drop in throughout the program. So you basically can sit and receive and hear the beauty and the truth that I intuitively sense over your life. I'm going to share with you what mindfulness is and how you can become more mindful and aware. I'm going to teach you how to cultivate self-acceptance. If you have been your worst critic, or if you have learned to be critical, I want to help you understand how to see yourself in a different light, how to see your inner child, the child you once were, and how to have compassion on that child. I'm going to teach you how to let love in. Perhaps you've learned to become callous, shut down, unemotional in order to protect yourself. Perhaps you were mistreated or you were not given the nurturance and the emotional support you needed in childhood or at other times in your life. And you just learned, you know what, I better give up on people because they're not worth depending on. I want you to know that not everybody is worth giving up on. Sure, there's a lot of people that maybe were not there for you when you needed them to be. And for that, I am super sorry. It's not my fault, but I wish it never was. I wish you never had to go through that. I wish you always had the support you needed. I want to offer you support now. There are other people who want to offer you support as well. But start by letting in one safe person. Allow your heart to open up. Allow yourself to see. Give that person, give myself a chance. And through that process of letting love in, you start to heal yourself and you start to transform. We will talk all about your inner child. And I will touch on things like emotional flashbacks and what that even means. Certain things that I'm going to bring up, I'm sure are going to be eye-opening and empowering, because the more you understand about yourself, the more you discover, the more empowered you can become. We are going to end out the program by talking about how you can engage in fun and how fun and play is supposed to be a part of your life, even as an adult. You're supposed to enjoy living. This is just a highlight of what's coming to you if you become a member, if you enroll in my program. I'm super excited. I'm expecting that many of you listening are going to discover more about yourself this next year. You're going to heal and you're going to transform. And I am really pumped to be a part of this process with you. Take advantage of the deep discount that is currently available to you now through May 1st. Instead of paying $400 a month to become a member, you get in for just $250 a month. You're going to have access to weekly sessions with all the other members, one-on-one sessions. They all come to you at a discount if you're a member. You're going to have access to my entire program. You'll become a part of a private Facebook community that will be an additional place for communication throughout the week with other members and a place for more support. You can email me at any time. Share with me your journal entries. Ask your questions. There's so much good that's waiting for you. I hope that you will go ahead right now and register to become a member. Join today and start to discover more about yourself, begin to heal, and see yourself transform. I'm rooting for you, friend, and I'm really glad to have you here with me. Here we are. We've made it to the end. What'd you think about what you heard today? Is there something you heard that you know you need to take action on? I'm one of those people who loves to not just sit and hear something, but to sit and hear and then go ahead and start implementing, taking action on what I hear, what was stirred up in me. And I encourage you to do the same. If you enjoyed today's episode, or perhaps you heard an episode in the past that really stuck with you, would you go ahead and share that with some of your friends and your family? It would mean so much to me. And also, if you want to connect with me, remember, you can always find me throughout the week on Instagram. I'm Kareen_Change Radically. Or you can email me anytime, Kareen@changeradically.com. I'd love to be in touch. And if there's any way that I can help you, please seek me out. Until we speak again next week, I hope that you will remember, in the moments that are loud and busy, and in the moments that are quiet and still, that who you are is super important. You are valuable, and I am so glad that you're alive.